What we doing here? Hmm? That's right. Have you subscribed? If not, what you doing here? Respectfully. Now look, yesterday was a sad day, yeah, and a devastating day. Condolences to Ricky the Hitman Hatton. Today, two things I need to speak on. One goes back a couple of days, but I had to sit here and think about it because I'm still not sure how I feel about it. So let me just address it. To any football supporters, well, when it comes to England, are we all supporters? There's a large percentage of us that are. When you saw that friendly with Wales, and Wales was terrible, by the way, yeah. When you lot saw Morgan Rogers score and give them the Cole Palmer, I was like, bad man, you need to stop doing that still. Because I'm confused. Did you give it to your brethren? Because I know they're friends. Well, so I've been told. Did you give him the celebration? Did you maybe borrow him the celebration? Did you give him the idea for the celebration? Because if you didn't, then you got a case. If you're telling me that's my celebration, bro, my brethren took it and ran with it, bro, then I might be like, oh, swear. That's dark. Both of you getting all sorts of quids, but he's stole your celebration. Dark. But you know Cole Palmer's my dog. But let me not be biased, because I vow not to be. So that's where I'm confused at. Like, because if you gave it to him, you shouldn't still be doing it, bro. Now, yes, he can do it. I get it. It's not like, bad man, you can't. But you know, like, your brethren's gonna trademark things, and you know, that's his celebration, or that's what we know it to be. Me and everybody else that watches football. Maybe other than Aston Villa fans or certain City people, because obviously that's where you lot came from. But, bro, I don't know, man, how I feel about it, man. I don't know, man. I kind of feel like you need to do something else for yourself now, bro. Or stand on it and make it known. My brethren took my things. Teeth. It's dark. Yeah, otherwise, big man, it's over, buddy. Cold Palmer trademarked the things. You got to find something else to do. So I'm going to leave that there, but I just had to, yeah, it was annoying me, that one. I was kind of, just don't get it, man. I know it's not that, you know what I mean? But, yeah. Now, the next thing I want to talk on, again, news that I think most of us found out yesterday, maybe just the day before, because I think it happened on the 9th, it being the 11th today of October. The drill artist CB, charged with a murder. And although I'm not here to dive into street politics, just to talk about and represent the music side of things, he was a well-known drill artist. Potentially could have changed his life and his family's life had he not been where he is. So I'm not going to dive into, because there's always two sides to every coin, right? So I say it and I mention it because it affects music, and that's something I care for. However, with his case, and what's crazy is, you know, I sympathize to an extent on the mindset. You know, when you're sentenced to a big wreck like 23 years, which what he was initially sentenced to, and you probably got it in your mind that, okay, now was it 23 do half? Someone let me know in the comments. Was it 23 do half, or was it 23 do like a 20 out of the 23 and then be up for, you know, the D-cats and stuff? Someone let me know. But let's look at it like this. If it was 23 do half, what you saying, 11 and a half years to serve, which is crazy. But you say to yourself mentally, all right, cool. I'm in here for a long time. Let me just, do what I gotta do in here. And then you're doing what you're doing. 8 years, I think he's been away. Then you get the police at your door again, whilst you're in jail, charging you for a murder. To then find out you're found guilty of the murder. Mind gone, head gone at that point. For me, head gone. Regardless of how gangster people are, how tough people portray themselves to be, the reality always will hit you that, what about your family? And obviously condolences to those that we've lost, and respects to their families is in a sense of why I talk on this subject. But your family, bro. The thought of maybe mumsy not being there when you come out, pops not being there when you come out, sisters, who knows? Life is short. Here today, gone tomorrow. But go back to the mindset is what I'm alluding to. So you got a 23. Let's say, and correct me if I'm wrong, because he might have had to do the whole 23 or 20 out of the 23. I'm just saying for argument's sake, he's doing half. Then you get convicted and found guilty for a murder. And what I know to be murdered to be is 30s, 32s, 33s, 35s, 37s, 39s. Now, someone that's been to prison, I don't glorify it, but what I do understand about it is there's a couple options in a sense of, do they make it concurrent or do they make it consecutive? Now remember, in the grand scheme of things, that current don't mean, you don't care about that. That don't mean nothing right now. Bad man, you're giving me another football jersey to go and do. However, if they make it concurrent and they give him, I don't know, I don't want to wish no numbers on a person, they give him some high stakes. If he's done a certain amount already, they could potentially say, okay, you've done this, we've given you this, so that means out of what we've just given you, you can just finish it off by adding another X amount to it. And then you come forward. Or they do it consec, which is where they say you can finish your 11 and a half, and then you'll start your jersey numbers mentality. Now, I'm not here to tell everybody, or if there's people on the streets watching this, like I'm trying to dictate to you on how to live. No, bro. We've all been stupid. We've all been naive. That's a fact. We all know right from wrong. That's a fact too, though. And the truth is, it's never too late. And when I say it's never too late, I don't say that sitting on some high horse. No. If you've lost friends, loved ones, and you feel like, it's your duty for revenge or whatever you want to call it, I can personally understand your mindset, but I might disagree with what your purpose is. So again, and I've got to tread this line carefully, because again, friends of mine have lost loved ones, to the streets. So I understand their mindsets, and I'm not here to discredit them or throw shade on them. That's not my job. I'm just saying the grand purpose of life was to do what? Live your life to the fullest. Never let your parents bury you. You understand? Now, those that we've lost, whose parents have had to bury them, I couldn't even imagine how they must feel. And that's why I don't want to talk with no disrespect intended. But to the younger generation, all I can say is, what are we doing there? Because although I might understand you, I know so many people that's just got up and it doesn't make you a coward when I say get up and just forward on somewhere else or do something else or go do that job you was always wanting to do or that craft you always wanted to do or start that business you wanted to do, bro. It just means, what are you doing? Because I guarantee you, wait till you have kids, those that don't have kids, see how your mindset changes, bro. See how your mindset changes. Trust me. So I'm not here to throw shade on no one that's living the street way. I get it, bro. But the reality is life is short. Life is short. I'm not saying that seeking revenge for your friend, brother, family member doesn't warrant some kind of happiness to maybe the parents. And I know that sounds dark and crazy and strange, but I understand what I'm saying. But if you become successful and you got paper to play with, all sorts of quids to play with, you going back and saying, not even on a my apologies why I couldn't probably do what maybe you wanted me to do, but let me at least give you this and try and help you with anything you may need help with. Now, obviously, bro, no one can't replace a son that's lost. No mother could. You can't tell a mother who's lost her son, oh, let me give you money to replace your son. No. But the saddest truth and the saddest reality is when we've lost someone, whether it's your cousin, son, daughter, life goes on. And I don't say that with no kind of smile on my face or because we can't tell someone how to mourn, bro. But we can still try and make people's lives a little bit easier. And things like money can make things a little bit easier, bro. I'm not saying money rules the world, but it makes things a little bit easier, bro. So become successful. Make your friends' parents proud in a way of that they can say, well, boy, you know what? Like, your friends became something. They can champion your name now in a different kind of light. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just my way of thinking. But it doesn't always have to be, you know what I'm saying? So just my opinions, man. And my condolences to everybody that's, lost someone. Like I said, it's always easier said than done. But sometimes we need to start doing, It's The Landing, man. Make sure you're subscribed.
Call me Saint Nick. Caesar with me too. Going ape shit. Gorillas in the zoo. We had to break shit.